So, hi, thank you for checking out the video. I appreciate you coming to click on it, coming to hear what I have to say. So, a lot of times when I meet people, when I talk to people, they ask, similar questions. So I wanted to do a video series where I, go through and talk about some of these questions because I know that, if some people have asked me, I'm sure there's more people out there who have the same question who could benefit, from hearing from it. And I'd love to help you guys. I'd love to help other people do what I do. So, a little background on me. I was in school for a couple semesters, and it was going well. My grades were awesome. I had a great time with my friends. It was awesome. I loved the school, but I wasn't totally satisfied on my degree. I wasn't satisfied on just what I was doing in life. Just it didn't all have a purpose to me. It was kind of like I was going to school to get a degree, but why? So after talking to some family and friends, I decided it was best for me to take a semester off, take some time, and just kind of figure out what I want to do. So when I left school, I didn't really have a plan. I didn't have an idea of, didn't leave school for photography by any means. I left school, and my deal with leaving school is, okay, I'm taking this time. I got to use this time effectively. I got to try everything that I want to try and just, see what the world has for me. So, I come home. I tried a couple different things. I tried the guitar thing for a little bit, covers, whatever. Wasn't really my thing. Was never too great at it. So I decided, what else is there? So I have always had pictures around the room, always, looked at pictures, magazines, all that whole 9 yards. So I decided, okay, let's try this. Let's see, how this goes. So once I made that decision, I just kind of jumped in with both feet, went out, bought a camera. Camera comes in, I'm like, what do I do with it? So got to find a show. So I look at the venues around me and find, the first show closest to me, and I'm like, okay, this is the one. Email the guy, no portfolio, no nothing, no experience. Email him, basically say, hey, I'm a music photographer. I'd like to shoot the show. Can I have a photo pass? For some reason, the guy emails me back and says, yep, go for it. Here's a ticket and a pass. You're all good. So my next step was, okay, every photographer has a logo. I need a logo. Got to fake it till you make it. Got to act professional until I am professional. I'm still big on that. It's still how I work with a lot of things. So I, go into my computer, start trying to make some logos. No graphic design experience, none whatsoever. So I originally wanted to do Peter Longname, and that's, my Twitter username, a couple different things. So I tried with that, and I'll put my first logo here. It's so bad, and I did it. When I did it, I was really proud of it. I sent it out to my friends, and I was like, hey, what do you guys think of this? And a lot of friends were like, you can do better, kind of thing. So thank you, friends, for not letting me use that. I really appreciate it. So I sat back on my computer, and I kept working, kept trying a couple different things, and eventually I ended up with a logo I have now. So I get my logo. I'm like, okay, let's go to the show. So I go to the show, get there, get my pass, get my ticket, all like I'm supposed to. It all goes well in that aspect. So I'm in the show. I realized I had no idea how to use my camera. The only time I taken pictures on this camera before the show was at a family gathering. So, on that, I just kind of threw my camera in auto, let it do its thing, let it, be the brains of the operation. And at concerts, you can't do that. The camera is just not smart enough to figure out how to handle all the low lights, all the different lighting going on. It's very dark in the crowd, very bright on stage, very dark on some parts of stage, depending on where the lights are, where the people are. So the camera not being smart enough, I had to figure out the settings, kind of. So towards the end of the show, I, see the vocalist come down into the crowd and he's singing words at someone. And, from pictures everywhere, that, that's the moment you want to capture. And as a photographer, I'm like, got it, let's go. So I take some pictures of that. Didn't really look at them. Didn't know if they were too good. But I knew I had them. So I'm leaving the show. I collect some email addresses, for the bands, talk, network a little bit, not too much. Because I didn't have any cards. I didn't have anything to give them. I didn't have any, emails, social media, whatever to give them. So talk, network a little bit. I leave, and as I'm leaving, I'm pulling out. I happen to drive by the person who was being sung to by the vocalist. So I talked to them for a minute. Turns out his name is Billy. Billy, if you're watching this, you helped me more than you know. So in this conversation, I told Billy, hey, I have this picture. Can I send it to you? Can I have your email? And right when I told him I had this picture, I'm still getting chills just thinking about it. And this is my third time telling the story in the last 10 minutes. His whole body just lit up. He just got so excited, just so happy that the thought that this picture existed somewhere, that someone captured this moment for him. And it empowered me so much to know that I, could bring someone this much joy just from me doing something. Just that was so powerful, made me so happy. So I get his email. I, end up reaching out to him once the picture's done. The pictures took me forever to go through. Took me, I think, about 12 hours, like all day. I worked just straight through the day. For 4 bands, and now maybe is 2 to 3 hours, if that. It's a long time. So worked slow. I had no idea how to edit pictures, but I learned. So I'll put some of the pictures up now. They're all great memories of mine. I love them all, but in terms of the quality of the picture, probably not the greatest thing I've ever done. But we all gotta start somewhere. So I get the pictures, send them off. Never really heard back from anyone. Never saw them anywhere. Whatever. Then I was talking to one of my friends after the show, and she was basically like, "Hey, you need social media. This isn't gonna grow by itself." And my first thought was, no, I can't. I don't want to. I don't want to have social media that has 6 followers. 3 of them being friends and one of them being myself. So I was really hesitant, and then eventually she pushed me. So thank you, Nicole, for pushing me to do that. So I start social media, and at the time, it grew very slowly. Didn't have much of a following, and then just from going to shows and networking a lot, it kind of grew itself. Now it's nothing huge, but it's still, I'm so grateful for every like, follow, every click, every engagement, every comment. Just it all means so much. I'm so humbled that people are taking the time to look at what I'm doing, and it's just so cool to me. From there, I just kept going to shows. I kept networking, kept meeting more people, working with more local bands. Can't stress enough how important it is to work with local bands, get in touch with them, work with them, just be a friend to them. And now here I am. Thank you for checking out the video. I appreciate you taking the time to watch and hear what I have to say, hear my story, I guess. I'd love to talk to more of you guys, so please feel free to message me on any social media. Let me know. Any questions you guys have, I'd be more than happy to help in any way I can. I will be doing more videos where I talk about, other questions I get. But, again, if there are any other questions that, you need to know now, absolutely let me know. I'd love to help. I love talking to you guys. I love meeting more people. So, thank you for checking it out. Thank you for watching the video this long. I appreciate you taking the time out of your day to hear what I have to say. So, again, thank you. Be sure to check out the social medias, and I'll see you guys next time.